YouTube. In this video we're going to talk about how to zero gap a T-outline the blade, just so you can have a sharper lining. So I usually do that. Once I get my clippers, I try them out. If I don't like them, then I zero gap them. I never really modify them, so this video should be good for those who are not in a barber shop and not all into like going and get your clippers sharpened and all that. You're just cutting your kids' hair. This should be helpful for you. Got one of my sidekicks with me right here, Bam. It's been 3 weeks since we started on his wave in progress. I'll let y'all see how it looks. You ready to show the waves?
Yeah.
No?
I said yeah.
Alright. Want to take it off? Take it off. Set it up for me. Okay, we're 3 weeks in. Can't see a thing. They coming though. Really? You don't have any waves? I see them. My wife don't see them, but it's been 3 weeks and the progress really is that his hair is just laying down. Because before, like my oldest son would say, you comb his hair or brush his hair, you look away, and then you look back, and his hair is curly again. So right now his hair is laying down, and I can see the waves forming, but that's because I can see them. Besides that, who that? I forgot to say that. All day. Make sure you like, subscribe to this channel if you like the content that you're seeing. Hit the notification bell as well so you can be up to date on things that's going on with this channel. Besides that, we're going to get into the video. Like I said, we're just going to zero gap these T outliners. Yeah. So, how about you snap your finger for me? Mm-hmm. You could do that. Or clap. Give me a clap then. Give me a louder clap.
Oh boy.
That's not loud. I'm talking about the loud one.
Oh?
Yeah. You could go louder than that. Big loud. Loud, loud, loud. The hardest ever.
What?
The hardest ever. Alright. The only tool you would need for this job is the screwdriver, a Phillips screwdriver. And you're going to use that to unscrew these two screws here to detach them from your clipper. If you don't have them attached to your clipper, you'll just be taking them out of the pack, and then you'll be doing this next step. Okay. Once you take your blade off your clipper, this is what you'll be left with. These are the two screws that attach the, that secures the blade to the clipper. So we won't be using those right now. I just like to keep those close by so I don't lose them. And here is my cutting blade and my stationary blade, or my moving blade and my steel blade, however you want to say it. But basically this is what we'll be dealing with, and this is the guide for the blade, for the cutting blade. So we're going to sit that on top of there. And I'm showing you this because maybe once you unscrewed your clipper, it probably fell apart and you don't know what to do. So that's basically how you just put that back and sit that on there. Okay. I already loosened up these screws. So let me get this again. When you get it, these screws will be tight. So you're basically just going to loosen those screws up a little bit. Not all the way till they come loose. You just want to loosen it from being so tight. and that's going to help us on this process because we want to move our blade around. Because with this, with us adjusting these blades, see how I have the blade way down? If I cut it, if I set the blade like this, it's going to leave some hair on the head. It's going to make the hair a little bit longer, like 1/16 of an inch or something like that. But for us to zero gap, we're bringing this moving blade, the cutting blade, all the way to the top like that. If you can see that, we're bringing it to the top of this stationary blade. And so when we cut the hair, we're going to leave it at 0, and that's what we wanted at 0. We don't want to leave any hair on there. So basically, that's what we're doing, zero gapping. 0 is basically taking all the hair off. So the way I do it is I just have it up against this surface right here, or on the angle where I can see, and I'm just going to raise that blade up till I get close to the top as possible. Once I get close to that top, let's do that again. I see my focus went out. Okay, let's do it again. We're right here at the bottom, and then we're just going to raise that blade up till it gets to the top, closer and closer to the top. Once we see it at the top like we like it, as close as possible without going over, then we're just going to hold it tight right there. Holding it tight, and I'm going to tighten my screw up. Not all the way, just till it stops turning. Okay, once it stops turning, I'm going to double check just to make sure I got it where I like it. And man, that looks real good. So now I'm going to hold it tight again, and then I'm going to tighten it up again, all the way tight this time. Sorry if I'm moving out of frame, but I'm just trying to work around this equipment. So that's basically the blade being zero gap right there. It's right close at the top, just like I like it. When I move it side to side, nothing goes over. So that's the way you can check. Go side to side, and if this blade goes higher than the other blade as you go to each side, that's a problem. You got to readjust it and make sure your guide is fairly even across. Another way to check is you're gonna turn your blade this way, and you just run your finger over the top of it like that. And if it starts scraping, then that means your cutting blade is too high. If it goes over pretty smooth, it's good. And you'll know if it's scraping, you'll feel it. So that's another way to check. And the last way to check is just to use it. If somebody say ouch, you messed up. Otherwise, if they don't say anything, then you're good to go. And the best thing with your things, once you zero gap them, when you do the lining or when you're doing balding, it just comes out way better. So I hope this was helpful to you. For those who were interested in this, this is how I zero gap my clippers. There actually are some equipment for it and tools to zero gap, like zero gapping tools. I'll just make another video with those things. I don't use them, but a lot of people recommend them, so I'll make some videos with them, and maybe you want to use those instead of doing it this way. But with that, make sure you like and subscribe, and I appreciate you.